Okay, so coursework 2 and video 6. Getting on again. Not long to go now, so wanting to get the majority of my pages done and finished. Last week I think I discussed about my videos. I've actually created all the videos now and edited them in After Effects. Well, no I didn't. I had a go in After Effects. Couldn't really get to grips with that, so I ended up in Premiere Pro. And I've used the chroma key and managed to cut me out and add a few more features in. So yeah, quite happy with the way they've turned out, bar one of them when they've come up quite small, but the content's still there, and I'm dressed up and hopefully get the brownie points for the dressing up, because I felt a bit of an idiot, but all part and parcel, I guess. So yeah, done the videos. I'm now looking at just inserting them into my flash files now, and then that's done. A few more flash files to create, and I'm looking to try and implement different skills to the ones I have in coursework 1. As I've got quite a lot of pages, or plan to have quite a lot of pages, I'm pretty sure I'll be using sort of similar skills now and again, but I think I can sort of put a different spin on it each time, so yeah, not too worried there. So in regards to theory this week, as I've sort of already discussed colour and navigation and different things like that, I thought I'd take a look back to learning theories. I mentioned a bit about this in coursework 1 on video diaries, and this was to do with like behaviourism and cognitive and constructivism, all different things like that. But I haven't really mentioned it again since. We have actually been doing all this kind of thing in the wiki module. I've not really got to grips with that module as much. Sort of found going away and reading up on it by myself is benefiting more for me than having to do all these group tasks. But anyway, I had a look back at what we have been doing in lessons and how I could link any of that theory to what we're doing. So the first thing that I actually had a look at was cognitivism, and from two people, Leonard DC from the Learning Theories A to Z, and a Learning Theories Overview, which is a YouTube video by vid6, which states that cognitivism defined learning as an internal, active, creative process. It emphasises the critical role that memory plays in helping us translate new information into a form that is meaningful and allows us to retrieve it and be able to use it. So I take that to mean that it's to do with memory and how you memorise and remember things that you've been given or shown. Kind of crucial on my website. It is a revision website, so what is being given, I'm hoping we can take away and remember. So the way I've done this is a lot mainly through the use of images and text, so pairing image and text, and I'm hoping the pictures for people sort of help them remember and get on with like remembering and help revising what they're doing. I also had a look at constructivism, and constructivism learning theory is a philosophy which enhances students' logical and conceptual growth. The underlying concept within the constructivism learning theory is the role which experience or connections with the adjoining atmosphere play in student education. So, this is like what's done within the learning theory to help students like enhance like how they're learning, how they're carrying on, just like how they learn and how you're gonna like help them move on from that. And the role of the teacher is very important within the constructivism learning theory. So the teacher, instead of giving a lecture, they're more there to aid the student when it comes to understanding. it takes away the focus of the teacher, and instead of telling, the teacher is the one doing the asking. So this we're looking that the student comes to their own conclusion instead of being told a conclusion. And that little bit is from a website called Teachnology, and it's about constructivism learning theory. So this links very strongly to certainly our coursework 1, where we were given the materials. Colette was there as a guide and aid, where she sort of asked us questions like, how are you getting on, how have you done this, how have you done that, and we sort of read through these and built up our own knowledge with Colette there as a guide, which personally worked well for me. I found getting to grips with that quite well. And I'm hoping through the use of my site, this will be the same for the students using it. So teacher will have already done the teaching in previous lessons or at school. This is a revision site, so really, like, if they're on it in lesson, the teacher is only going to be there as a guide, and they're not actually going to be teaching. The students will be reading up on the information I've given them, hopefully remembering what they've been told, taking that away, and the teacher will just be there to sort of clarify anything that needs clarifying. So they might ask a question which might have been unsure of, or I might have explained something a bit different to the teacher, but really it's up to the student to go away and find out for themselves, really. So I think that links quite heavily to certainly coursework 1 and to my coursework 2 anyway. So there's that. Then linking to that, I also had a look at like different learning styles, and I was on a website by Macmillan Publishers about mixed ability teams and managing different learning styles. And they say that Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences tells us that we all learn in different ways, and we also have natural preferences to the way in which we enjoy learning. If you only teach in one way, many students will be disadvantaged. They'll find it difficult to engage in the lesson and may switch off. This does not mean that they're less able than other people, they just need a different kind of stimulation. And the ones mainly obviously are the visual, the audio, and the kinesthetic learners. So if I did mainly like all text on my website, not my website, sorry, my flash site, it would be just appealing to the visual learners. If I'd just put like sound and videos on, I think I'd be appealing a little bit more to audio learners. Kinesthetic, not too much going on there, just sort of like the games, I think, to sort of clarify learning linked to that. So I've tried to incorporate a bit of like everything here and there. So we've got the visual with like the images and the text, and the audio like and visual through the use of videos. So I'm hoping that with like a range of different ways of presenting the information, I'm sort of adapting to the different learning styles and not just appealing to one more than the other and not disadvantaging anyone. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the way it's structured and like my use of videos versus text versus images and whatever else. I think it works quite well. So yeah, those were the 3 learning theories I had a look at this week. In regards to actual coursework, as I said, I need to create a few more pages. I'm still really struggling with navigation. When I've used Oddbox code from coursework 1, I've pretty much used the same code. It's exactly the same. Apart from like in one of them I'd use buttons and not movie clips, but other than that the code's spot on, and when I'm clicking it's bringing up the next page but not unloading the other content. And I'll put the unload content feature in and it's still not unloading the content, so I'm going to have a play around with that. Also, still not getting this quiz to work. I have no idea why. I've tried radio buttons, normal buttons, played around with the code. I'm really not sure why that's not working. So my main tasks are obviously to finish my pages, have a play around with that quiz, and also having a look at the code for my navigation to load and unload the content that's been given. So again, just cracking on.